Let's rock. Hello, everyone. Really, really lots of lore. I am Maul. I am so happy to be here to help raise money. Such a great. We just had a great run in being able to have Liza P. I'm going to continue a little bit of that horror dealing with some Resident Evil 2. So excited to bring this run straight over you, and it wouldn't be more accurate if I didn't at least dress up like one of beautiful women, Resident Evil, Jill Valentine, even though she's not a particular game. I'm gonna take you through Raccoon City, dangerous, scary place that it can be, with only knife by my side. But don't worry, I've got a plan. We'll figure this out together, and I'll give you a little bit of the lore along the way. From a logistical perspective, time begins when I get control of my first playthroughs here. This category is called the true ending because we get to see both sides of the protagonist's story. You get to play as Kennedy, a rookie cop who experiences a zombie outbreak on his first day of duty, and Claire Redfield also just happens to be inside of Raccoon City looking for her brother from the very, very first. Let's go ahead and get ourselves started here. Right. I will be doing what's called Leon A, first part of the story, followed by Claire B, which is the last half of the story, which will allow you to see the true ending. Let's get this all started here. As we have a major burger fun. And now, time to start. Welcome to the gas station, where Leon, he runs out of gas on his way in on his first day of work. Things are a little strange here. Why are they strange? Because we got zombies that are about to eat him. We're sort of cornered here. No worries. No shooting needs to happen, as you can just walk right by. Get the heck on out of here. Leon's like, I don't want to be here today now. I've really signed up for the wrong business here. Good news, Claire is here also. While I skip through the cutscenes to get back to the action, our two heroes were driving from the gas station to get away from that first outbreak. And then they get separated. The big oil tanker that crashes into them. Now, I don't know about you. I've only been in one car. It was minor. I don't know how folks like these heroes and heroines can be able to walk away from a major crash. That's just Resident Evil logic. For most of it. What is nice is that you can just run through the city. Get through this stronghold known as the Raccoon Police. But unfortunately, this doesn't look like your average police department. It's run down. You can probably see and or hear it's flooded. Like, why would that be the case, right? Well, it turns out there's been a big siege here. Leon doesn't know. We're just walking through, trying to figure out, assess the situation, any good police officer would do. Then you find this person who needs help. Leave us a little book, but unfortunately, zombies really eat them. We need again to get on out of here. We're gonna be cornered. The good news is that a lot of times you don't even have to fight, which is the beauty of the night run. You can just buy them. I'll get to this fine gentleman in a little bit. His name is Marvin. He's our main sergeant. Basic. He's like, Leon, I've got to save you from all of these zombies. But I'm really hurt, and I need you to be able to figure out how we can escape here. This is just absolutely crazy. Gotta watch out. Whole police department. Run on over. Tons and tons of people. From a playing perspective, that becomes your first challenge. To figure out how to be able to escape the police station. It's conveniently held behind a statue. You need to collect 3 little metal swords. That's what we're doing right now. We're just navigating through, calm day at the office. I don't know if any of you have had a really, really tough day. When you do, just remember to think about Leo. Because he has to deal with a zombie. Like, you'll be seeing me do that a lot from a run perspective. Baiting the zombies to come in. Grab our first and important key, our spade key. If you've never played a Resident Evil, or that's totally fine. Zombies are your main enemies. Lots of them around. What you can do, they will attack you by trying to grab you, which will most likely get grabbed. However, as they are using their arms to run after you, you can walk away from them and then be able to run at them, because once they move their arms down, you can be able to just run by them. Here's our first puzzle. I skipped the little piece of files, as we like to call them in the Resident Evil world, that tells us the answer to this puzzle. We need to do that 2 more times. I don't know about you, I've never been able to be lucky enough to figure out complicated puzzles in real life like this first try. For those who want to know more about there were a couple little pieces of information for tourists I just walked by. Just so happened that the police station here used to be a museum. It has all of these really, really cool art. Shoes and all sorts of little hidden secrets here or there. That's the thing that you're going to want in the background. Walk through. Help us get to the next area. Watch out for everybody who is going to be trying to get up all in. Grill here? What is nice? I will actually guard something, because we actually need that little fuse. You might be asking yourself, well, why did you just throw away the full deal? that sounds really, really stupid. And most of the time when you're playing casually, that is correct. That is a really, really stupid move to do. However, as I'm trying to be able to get to the real ending here as fast as possible with a knife, sometimes we have to be able to take a little bit of a tactical loss here or there. Help us to go faster. Now, with these windows broken, you'll see these zombies just coming on in. And I can just bait them and walk around. Once you get comfortable in being able to make those zombies miss, you'll have a really, really fun. The zombies are really, really hungry. So they break through all of these windows and will try to grab a snack out of you. Totally fine. You could just punch them and move on. You're going to see that. We did a very, very, very long roundabout for this very, very important connector. Leon really, really loves his good haircut. Doesn't want to mess up that hair. All that steam there. So we had to go and collect that little valve. Oh, let us go and go, hey, I don't want my hair messed up, so you just have to go and turn off that little steam, and you'll be right on you. Good news is that go and continue on our way. Now these guys back here, who I just ran from, are called lickers. I'll tell you about them in just a second as I take care of this fish, scorpion, and base puzzle. Now, I'm not going to collect it because I'm full. But those lickers, they can be a little bit testy. Why is that? They move based upon not necessarily sight like all of these zombies. Now we can collect them. They hit really, really hard. They'll bring you potentially down to danger or caution, depending upon how much health you have. From a lore perspective, I recommend jumping out of a room that has an explosion. We want a bow, the snake. What happened, what is nice, that this little bookcase here, you are in the room when that explosion goes off, you'll be stuck in there. That's no fun for anybody. However, if you leave the room, go back in when the explosion is done, that won't happen. So you could be able to just walk in and walk out. We have our little party crew here that will just walk around. Now, look at that. Leon, I'll be able to move on to the next part of the story, which, hooray, is right about to happen. We put in our 3 fancy little stallions here. And we have to say goodbye to Marvin. I personally like to think Marvin is just taking a nap. Even though he is a little hurt. He's taking it. Checking to make sure that we have our knife equipped. Because we're coming across our first boss. And our first boss is the main antagonist. Game. Here he comes. He can be fast. But here's where the power of the knife will come in and make your life oh so great. Because what you do, when he comes on in, you can just use his wake-up animation to keep on slicing. And one of the nice things about playing this game on PC or on the more higher-end consoles is that the damage of your knife is actually calculated by frame rate. There you go. That's how you use a little knife to defeat the first boss. Colloquially in the Resident Evil fandom, we call him G1. Why do we call him G? Because, as we'll find out later in the story, that G is the main virus that was made by Umbrella during the pharmaceutical company really powering a lot of Raccoon City. He unfortunately injected it into himself. He's starting to turn into it. He tries to be able to stop Leon in his track to really figure out how to escape, get on out of here. All we have to do is take that fancy knife for the purposes of this marathon. I'm using infinite knife to be able to make sure that I don't run out of knives and can't soft lock myself, because that won't be fun at all. To be able to make sure that we can deal the most effective damage possible. So cool. We are now where Marvin wanted us to be. Our Master Sergeant said, yeah, Leon, I need you to really, help me get on out here. And look, have it escape. We gotta do this door. Fortunately, we're stuck. That person that we're talking to, beautiful Ada. I'll get to a little bit about Ada later. She leads us this way to be able to find a very important side character by name of Mr. Ben. Ben is somebody who is a reporter and has been doing some digging. The Raccoon City Police Department, Umbrella Corporation. He's found out Chief Irons, main chief of the police department, has been getting, let's say, a couple little of pockets of equipment from Umbrella. You know, corporate greed at its finest, to be able to have police departments look the other way. Oh. Let me get that. I'll tell you about the herb mechanics. However, Ben, I'm trapped in this cell. I need your help. Yeah, it's no fun being behind a cell. I got the scoop of the century, and Ada is here to help you break loose on the story. We're gonna do a lot of circumventing, running, and having a party to be able to go back downstairs here. Good. To open his jail cell. When you solve that puzzle, you summon a lot of these zombies. If you're fast enough, what you can do is just walk right by them. You can use the loading animation as safety. Just walk right in, walk right around them. You may get hit a time or two, but the dogs don't do mana damage standard or normal difficulty. They do a lot more if you play on hardcore, but we're not playing. To get Ben out of his cell, what you have to do is jerry-rig some power to his cell. The only way to do that is to be able to find two little random circuits. Those circuits are in those orange boxes. I found one of them. Okay. For my own knuckles, I love leaving the light on in there. So we're gonna need to get the second one. Him. After me, thank you. We'll just damage through here. The reason for that is because now I can just walk through here without so much being worried about somebody coming up and grabbing me from behind. Pretty nice. On our way to the clock tower. That fire, don't worry about it. Fire than Resident Evil. Or so much. There's always a way to... That handy crank was useful to be able to get both of boxes. They're going to be your lifesaver. Now, we don't need that anymore. Let's go on upstairs and be able to get the first item that we need to be able to help Leon get on his quest to random gear. Again, Resident Evil, never played Resident Evil. One of its hallmarks is it gives you lots of weird items that you need to figure out together. That gear will allow us to get that electronic key to open up vents. Fortunately, really be able to get there. That we are good. There we go. We need this. Everybody spell a theme. Another playing card. The club key. Coming in and out of there with a knife can be a little bit scary, especially if you don't have backups with you. If you do have a backup, you can do what I did, which is plunge the knife to one of them. Push him out of the way. So we got a new friend here. He doesn't like us. But he looks very dapper, doesn't he? Did I run the wrong way? Yes, I did. That's something that happens a lot with Resident Evil. That the camera sometimes does a lot of spinning. You gotta be careful. When things spin, when things don't spin. Like right there, big spin. You'll lose track very easily where you are. But now we don't need to worry about that guy. Just pretend you never saw him. We're gonna go on our path to be able to say hi to Marvin. He's sitting up. Yeah, that's gotta be a good sign, right? Fortunately, get close to Mr. Marvin, or Sergeant Marvin. He wakes up, because unfortunately, he's now lost all of his humanity. And is now a zombie. so we didn't get hit there. That hallway right there can be a little treacherous, especially when you want to go fast. You have multiple people here who want to hurt you, all within a very, very tiny area. Look, here's our dapper friend again. Gotta watch out for him. And we'll wake up Marvin. He's a tough sleeper. That's fine. I'll introduce one of the fancy-dancy mechanics that Resident Evil 2 Remake here specifically has, and is different from all of the other games. It has what's called damage reduction. That is represented by that fancy little shield in the corner. A red, green, blue or combination will allow you to have full health, damage reduction, which is approximately about half on normal, and if you get poisoned, it will take away all of the poison that you have. And even better, if you're about to get poisoned, we'll block it. There's a couple areas in the run where I potentially will intentionally get hit by poison enemies, get out of the way, and not have to worry about a life bar. Look, there is that. I take a quick pause. There is that second electronic part. We ran a long way just to get this little thing here. Now, because we have the power of the gears, we can now go use the power of bad puns and comedy.
Hope I don't have to write a report on this.
To tell you that you were successful. Now, Mr. Dapper here, for some reason, he respects clocks. I like to think he's a big fan of clocks and anything mechanical related. So he will never come in that room. So if you're playing this casually, you're like, uh-oh, I have this big guy chasing me. Just go hide in there, and he won't come after you. Pretty nice. The herbs in this game, and like I mentioned, they are here to help you. They are grown from magical RRLOL7 mountains. RRLOL7 is actually a tiny little side area from Raccoon City. Very beautiful. It's where the first game was. Original Spencer Mansion was. So you can just keep on walking through a bunch of zombies, and as long as you keep on running, you'll be good. Your green herb is a small deal. Let's think you can get cut something. It will heal you. But you saw me pick up a couple red herbs. Walk through more releasing of the hounds. And come back behind you and you get a bad time. Now, I'll finish talking about the herbs in just a second as I show you another hallmark of the Resident Evil series: weird puzzles. Earlier I mentioned you have to open up Ben's cell with the fancy electronic parts. What you have to do, open up the boxes, pop them on in, and begin. Isn't it great? You're gonna have a really good time. Or maybe not, because of you have to solve a puzzle. And if you don't have both of those parts, you can't even begin the route. That little parking permit right there. That's what we need to be able to escape. Now you might be thinking, we're good. Because it's a marathon, I'm gonna go the safer way. Until you go, uh-oh! We have a big boy here, Mr. Dapper. Now, if you get really lucky, what you can do is just thread the needle, go through about 10 zombies. But I'm not feeling that adventurous today. If I walk around, deal with Mr. Dapper, and you. And here's Ada. Beautiful Ada. Mr. Dapper tried to come after us after we escaped that little jail. Ada saved us by ramming a police truck and then exploded it. So she's number one in my book.
More info on the people responsible for this mess.
I'll let some of the lore conversate.
Road's
go.
out. Going through that gun shop looks like the only way.
This part, there's no skipping, no out of bounds little thing that I'm aware of that you can use to get around this. You have to wait for Ada to conveniently have a lockpick
What a mess.
and open up the gun shop, where you see another staple of the Resident Evil series, Kendo. Now he is there as one of the last
Pharmaceutical company.
human holdings of Raccoon City. We convinced him not to shoot us. We let him try to take care of his daughter who is infected. During that cutscene, we get told by Ada, there's this fancy lady thing up. Her name is Annette Birkin. Happens to work at RRLOL7. Okay.
Right into Umbrella's secret facility.
Come on. Sewers are run by the city.
Are.
How do they have a facility?
Right? There's are. It's fine. Alright, so let's dump our pistol and other key, because we don't need them. Gives us 2 more spots to play with. Annette is the wife of William Birkin, or G1 that we saw earlier. They have a very, very complicated relationship that will unfold during this playthrough. But first, let's go get ourselves wet in the sewers. Hopefully nobody here is afraid of crocodiles, alligators, or being chased by any large tides. That's what Leon's going through right now. We just gotta run away. Luckily, just enough time to make it. And unfortunately, this is the one of the only times we're allowed to deviate from night only, because there is no way for us to go up there and hit that explosive gas canister with a knife. And again, for those who like gore and horror, there's what an inside of an overgrown alligator looks like, but for the rest of you, I will point to you. There's only one other time where Leon gets to use a non-knife weapon.
Here.
Run, and it's right for the final.
You said the virus turned people into monsters, not reptiles.
So what she's alluding to, and what Leon is alluding to, in the first game, we thought the T-virus was contained, stopped by blowing up the Spencer mansion. Fortunately, what happened is that the T-virus ended up getting leaked out into Raccoon City by a bunch of rats.
They don't sell the
water
monsters.
supply.
They sell the viruses.
That
make them.
created
And Annette is who makes the
whole
viruses.
zombie outbreak.
Scary as that alligator was, Annette is far more dangerous.
Ada telling us about the next virus potentially overcome T virus. What you didn't see there is Leon, fortunately, gets shot by Annette. Ada has to be able to take on the next part of the mission. Cares for him. We need to track down Annette because it's not cool that she shot our boy Leon. This area right here, if you have played the original, the callback, the original Resident Evil 2, where all of the fun roaches. We're not done yet here. We need to use this fancy little, well, electronic frequency device to be able to open up these locked doors and get around all of the enemies. Wouldn't be without danger if we didn't have any zombies to run around out here. Ada doesn't carry a lot of stuff on her because Porter and also a secret agent. We had to go all the way downstairs. Found all these zombies. Again, you can avoid zombies by going forward or back. It is kind of nice. That opened up that fancy elevator. We saw Annette try to get behind us over here. Let's go track her down. All we gotta do is open this door. But uh-oh, Mr. Dapper's here. We gotta run. We gotta run fast. We gotta run quickly. But the only escape is through here. And for some reason, Mr. Dapper doesn't know how to move any of those bolts to be able to go and come after you. So you are now safe. Yeah, from it. I don't know about you, but to me, the first logical thing that I would do after going through, zombie run away from this and Mr. Dapper, is go into an incinerator. But the reason why we need to go in here, because there's a door down the hall that is only available. Let this cutscene talk. With that fancy dancy little wristband. And Annette thinks that she is so clever in trying to kill us via the incinerator. What Annette doesn't know is we have the power of this fancy little This door right here,
Let's confirm.
clearance,
It is all.
that's where they wanted you to go. Can't go through there unless you are allowed. Now we're finally gonna get to Annette. Unfortunately, bright light stopped it before it flashed on all of you. She has us trapped and we get caught into a compactor. The power of a first aid spray and the power of a good nap. All of you love naps just as much as Leon does. After getting shot, he just wakes right on up and goes, I feel comfy. I'm going to keep running and going through a sewer. Again, I don't need medical treatment. I don't need anything. So anytime, I don't recommend this, but anytime, if you're in a video game world, you get access to the amazing medical care of herbs, go for it. Speaking of great medical support, I'm again so very happy to be here to help raise money for such a good cause, open medicine. I've personally benefited by a lot of medicine in my life. I want to be able to give back. Make life better for others. Please, if you can, give a little. It's going to go to a very, very, very important. Now back to soup. You just gotta watch out for that. If you clever eyes will notice that something just moved, and that there's something right here. These guys right here are known as geozones. They can poison you. Now, besides being poisoned, damaged continuously, you can't really run poisoned. And sometimes while you're aiming, with a knife or not, you will get interrupted by coughing. So it's in your best interest to get rid of the poison as fast as possible. That's what those blue herbs are magic for. They will be your lifesaver. Speaking of lifesavers, if we didn't have that switch, we wouldn't be able to press here. Now our main goal is to be able to get over to the compactor Ada is. How do we do that? What did I hear? Good Resident Evil logic? Of course, Resident Evil logic. We have to play chess. And by playing chess, I mean we have to collect chess pieces and stick them in the right holes to open a door. And Eagle does a very, very good job of making, in my opinion, some of the weirdest, but yes, most consistent type of puzzles out there for an universe. Beautiful. Right. Two of the that we need. Gonna have himself dirty again. It's through here. Let's get backup health. We have to go all the way to that back red light. Now what you can do, depending depending upon how aggressive the results are, you could bait them. Did the camera put me in the right way? No, it didn't. Okay. Beautiful. You can bait them into trying to grab you, and then just walk backwards and walk forward. It's a little harder to do when you're in the water because you don't have vulnerability. But with the power of damage reduction, you don't need to worry about getting hurt too much and being poisoned. Like, you'll still take damage, a lot less than what you normally would. So we have a little mini puzzle. We have to get both of these plugs, chest pieces as I like to call them, out of here. Let's lock this guy in so he can't hurt us. We need to be able to get back upstairs with all these plugs. All we gotta do, just grab the 2 plugs, pop them in here, do a little loop-de-loop, we'll be good to go. And Leon will be really, really happy. Unfortunately, Leon's gotta go. Okay, I have to get wet again. These guards will randomly walk around. I was lucky that nobody decided to walk right in my way. Otherwise, I'd have to evade them. Fortunately, you gotta watch out for this guy. All you can do, by going slow, you can actually go fast. Which is, you allow him to run at you, use his swing animation, whip, and then just walk right by him. Isn't that fun? I think Leon thinks it's fun because he doesn't care. Alright, we have a couple plugs. Just again, walk by the arms of multiple zombies. They will want to take a bath. But you have enough time to just walk on through. Because you'll get by that big adult monster. Move on to the next part. Run. That thing to the last. What I figure is the most important chess piece. The rook. Because what they don't tell you is if you grab the rook early, they move some of the areas and connectors here. They make your life a little difficult. That's why we do those other 2 first, then grab me. So that way you'll be in prime position just to walk across. Okay. Again. Gotta him to us. He will fall down. You can just walk right by him. Ta-da! I hope you love making zombie noises. That's one of the things that I really appreciate as a player of this game. All of this. So on a casual playthrough, I've really circumvented why you need to go and get them. Leon is magically blessed that he knows why. All we need to do, this is our S. All that we gotta do is follow some weird cryptic instructions and put all the pieces where they need to be. The good news is that 2 of them are already given to you by default, which is kind of nice. Last but not least, the door opens, and Leon goes,
Okay, almost there.
thank goodness, I can save Ada now, because she's pretty. I would love to have her as my girlfriend. Unfortunately, there's no power to open up the area. What we gotta do, turn the power on. Conveniently. Beep. Look at that, we have power. Let's go and save her, right? Let's go and save her. We now have to deal with Mr. Birkin or G again. But he's evolved. He's got that really, really huge club. For those who want to stay safe during this part of the run, because he's going to try to play whack-a-mole with you and try to reach in and swipe at you, just remember this really bad pun. Stand by your biggest fan, and he will never be. I say that because you're probably seeing I'm standing next to these 2 fans, and you're gonna see Mr. Birkin with multiple times in trying to get me. He's a lot tougher, a lot bigger. What are we gonna do, right? We're in trouble. All we got is that little knife. What are we gonna do? The good news is the knife still works. But I call this run, with a couple of the other boss fights, damage boost the run, because you will get battered around a lot while you're using this knife. If you hit Mr. Birkin enough, he will actually get stunned and fall down and leave himself wide open. Now that we're in danger, let's go ahead and make ourselves a little damage reduction here. And see the power of herbs? Power of healing? It's pretty hard to go through and dodge a lot of these, so what I usually do is I just sit and tank it. Okay. Now that he's taken enough damage, hit the red button. Now every movie, every video game out there probably tells you don't hit the red button. This time, we do want to hit the red button. The reason for that, because the only way you can beat Mr. Birkin here is by knocking him off the ledge with the crane. And if you do enough damage, he will fall down. But if you don't deal enough damage, he will get back up a second time, like I just showed you there. The ideal is that you do a 2-cycle with him, but because I didn't do enough damage during the first couple of phases, we'll do another phase with him. Just allow him to give Leon lots of hugs, which I know many people in the Resident Evil fandom would love to do. Leon is one of the most loved characters out of the entire Resident Evil universe, and conveniently just got himself another game. Resident Evil 9. Highly recommend it. And that's very good. Very good to play. Ta-da! We knocked off Mr. Birkin. Leon's a winner. We can now be hailed to a hero's welcome by Ada, right? Fortunately, Ada's like, we still need to stop Net and that monster. And the only way to do it is by creating antivirus by grabbing the original sample. That original sample is down in a hidden laboratory named Nest. That cable car right here won't allow you to go unless you have the wristband from Ada. Ta-da!
Be prepared.
One of the things that's nice about many newer games is they use the lore to tell you when there's a point of no return. When Ada tells you this is a one-way ride, that's the game's way of saying, turn back if you want to pick up more stuff, want to do any of the side quests, or if you just want to hang out in the police station. You could do that. That's totally cool.
Safety, stand clear. The doors are fully open.
Even though this isn't lore accurate, I just love spinning in circles when these doors are opening.
The doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear. The doors are
Beautiful.
fully open.
Now we are in the heart of Umbrella. They want us to enjoy our visit. So how are we going to do that? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and say hello to the cafeteria. Right? There's 4 guards in here. We're completely outnumbered. What do? We just run by them because their animations are still going. You can run by all of them. It's so cool. Now we are actually just got a promotion. These little wristbands, they didn't go far away enough. Make Umbrella think that you are of a higher security clearance than what you actually are. The one that we got from Ada is just for visitors who want to just come in and say hello to.
Dr. Lee, your presence is urgent.
We're now simulating if we are Dr. Lee, an important researcher of the G virus. If we didn't have that, we couldn't be able to go across here. We'll just, casually walk. Buttons. Again, if this was happening to me in real life, I would be kicking in the boots because I'm like, that's a long way down. We're over a huge hole, and there's this man-eating plant and plant zombies. You gotta watch out. Now, for sake of marathon, what I've done is I've actually gone ahead and written down these codes, so that way we can more focus on the game. Those codes can be found just by walking around in this area. They are cultivating this man-eating plant, and it's guarding your next level of security clearance. That is what we are focused on doing as our main objective. And in order to do that, we get to play a chemical game. Who likes to do a shuffling puzzle? Pick me, I'm fun, I like fun. What we do is we pop it in its hole. 1. We move it 2. 3. Hit 1. Hit 2. Hit 3. We move it 1. And then, ta-da! Leon the scientist has discovered one other magical thing that he is good at. Creating solutions. We need that to be able to destroy this man-eating. They tell you that when you go downstairs. We're not downstairs yet. So what I'm worried about, these guys. Those are what we like to call IVs. Why are they called? A, because in the files, they're referred to as IV zombies. They're made of plants, but they have a spiky skull that can split in half, chew your head off. They are known as a one-hit KO. You have to be very, very careful around. That's why I keep a bunch of knives around. We'll take care of this guy's legs. I can tell you about another fun game mechanic. Beautiful. When you destroy a zombie's legs, you prevent them from getting up. They can only crawl, which makes them a immensely easier enemy to walk around. Since we have 2 zombies on here, if I take out the second one that's on its feet, I can just walk around the other one. Go da-da-da-da! Unfortunately, this switching can cause us a lot of problems if we are not careful. What we gotta do, well, everybody, which is really nice, everybody respects the power of the menu. And all you gotta do, line up the magic lines. And you make the little dot green. Why do you need that? It's because you need to be able to turn on. We'll take it here, because I want to save my knives if possible. Because you can't get in this room to make our little herbicide killer better. I'm going to let this beautiful arm play a little bit here, because this is critically important. If you don't cool off this solution, you won't be able to kill a plant that is holding your upgraded security clearance. It's also just fun.
Cooling complete.
Right. We just gotta go through that little death hall that we were in. One more time. Would it kill that big old nasty plant? They come. Yeah, those are lickers. Aptly named because they have a long tongue. They like to lick things. If they lick you, they will stun you. And we walk away from them. And if you run, they will find you. Gotta watch out for them. Now, we are temporarily safe. The reason why I say temporarily is because those IVs will get back up if you stick around for too long. What we gotta do
been locked,
really,
and
really
you may
quick.
be subject.
Let's go ahead and upgrade our security clearance further. Ignore the punishing computer there, because Mr. Dapper is back. Run. No, it's gotta run. Reason why I checked there, because that's what happens when you get hit by one of those, or you get grabbed by one of those items. You get a short window to decide if you want to use one of your items to get out, which could either be a grenade. Again, because we're doing knife, we can't use the grenade outside of that one area. Flash grenade, which will stun everybody, or your knife. If you don't do that, you get one shot, and you have to go back to the last autosave, and that's no fun for anybody. We don't want to see Leon. That's why I keep, to show my inventory here, this cute assortment of extra knives outside of my infinite knife. So that way, if I do get grabbed and I think I'm going to get hurt more than I want, tape. Let's go ahead and pop in our open source software, what I like to call open source software. Alright, so now we don't need either. So, okay, cool. Doors open. Got my security clearance. Go, hey. Walk through here, because this is where the virus is stored. Might be telling yourself, like Leon would, pretty easy. Yeah, this is very, very easy. It can't be, right? This is a horror game. How can it be this easy? Spidey sense would be correct. Because you can just grab it. See? Leon's just like, oh, okay, it's right here. Ada's like, I need you to go grab it. Go grab the virus so we can leave. I'm like, okay. I like the girlfriend. I'm going to do what girlfriend tells me to do.
Self-destruct sequence will be...
Fortunately, we get a boss fight. Mr. Birkin has evolved again. Fortunately, he's a lot harder now. Like, a lot harder. He's got 4 big claws. And this is what happens when you don't get an alien virus. Really, really soon after you get a fancy new bioweapon technique. Giant eye monster. Now the good news, this is not impossible. You're like, uh-oh, this guy is huge. How am I supposed to hit him? Good night. The good news is you can take advantage of a lot of these opportunities where he roars at you. He has big swings. You can like that. And just do what I'm doing here. Keep on swiping him. Now, the way you originally designed it is if you have a gun, you can go after all those fancy all of his eyes. His weak spot is eyes in the middle here. He gets more attacks, but you can still be able to do the same type of stuff. Getting around him, dodging, or just damage boosting like I do, going through him. He has all these attacks. Let him do his thing. Let him sit and roast. Game is slightly kind to you. And being able to give you a free first aid spray in the room. Let him do his thing. The last attack where you see that little shockwave is the one that hurts the most. But ta-da! He's done. You can beat that big monster with the power of the knife and a slightly higher frame rate game. It's one of the only Resident Evil games that does frame-based damage. If you ever want to try knife-only one, I'm doing here, I recommend starting with this one. Just because you get the benefit of hardware to help you take out the... Right. More lore for everybody. Every Resident Evil game has a self-destruct sequence. It wouldn't be a Resident Evil game if it didn't. When you take the virus out, you end up triggering, so let's show you this, a nuclear meltdown within this laboratory. You get 10 minutes.
Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated.
The good news is that there is a train in the basement.
To the bottom level train platform.
We gotta get there.
Attention.
One of the things I really enjoy about this sequence of the game is you get the power of a choir and some violins to be able to really give you a sense of urgency that you got to get. But it wouldn't be Resident Evil if we didn't have a danger coming along the way. In terms of all these IVs that are littered along the way out of here. Okay, we can just damage boost our way out of here. Again, another reason why I call this damage boost run. Now we're here at the base. Leon's like, hey, cool, we are here. We're done. Uh-oh, Mr. Dapper is back. And all this on my first day of work here? No sweat. Just walk by us. You can play around the looping. Oh, ready to go. Start up the trade. For anybody who really likes a good train or a good choir, we're gonna show you why you should grab the power plug first. Otherwise, you'll do what I just do, which is try to leave, burn some time. Alright, so now that we are ready to go, what do you think's gonna be here? Surprise! Mr. Dapper is back. Except this time he's got a glowing arm. He could really do a number on us. So how do we get him out with a knife? Good news is you can use the power of staying on his left side. You have a pretty high chance of being out of his hitbox with the knife. You can just keep spinning the camera, stay on his good side, away from the poker side. He'll just whip every time. But it will look dangerously close to get hit. You will be fine. He just whips. And if you're too close to his center left side, you get hit like that. Cool. Here's the other part of the run where we have to use something else, which is a rocket launcher. That's the only way to go. Now, we have one more set of people to deal with. Good news is you can walk right through it. We've made the train. Now, you might be telling yourself, this is the credits. That little timer on the bottom says it's a 3-hour run. That this little goodie as a stinger, that's going to get us to the better ending. That is how you get to explore Leon's first day at work. I hope your first day of work is way better. But the story isn't done. Why isn't it we're not done yet? Because we need to understand what happens when these two amazing people get separated at the very beginning of the game. Let's go see what happens to Claire. Again, we're doing knife only, just like Leon, so we're going to play this on normal and use the power of the knife. The roles are reversed. This time, it's Claire going into town and saves Leon from the gas station. We fast forward all the way to where they get separated. Now you'll see Claire's conveniently looking very similarly to how I extra points if you can appreciate the alternate costume. Original remake of Resident Evil 1 cosplay. I enjoy the B run, or what's called the B run in Resident Evil fandom, more than the A. That's because you do get to see the bonus boss. It starts out as a very different run. You're stuck outside. Like, uh-oh, how do I get in the police station? Want those. Want my key. Key game. We gotta go through the graveyard of doom here. Sometimes you get what are called sleeping zombies. They're zombies that take forever to do their attack enemy. I need them to attack so I can evade them. Take advantage of the fact that they're left open, so I can walk by them. So our courtyard here played pretty nicely with us today. Now, if you remembering the previous run. Wait, how'd you get over here? What's going on? Claire's first goal is to go find Leon. So we get told, oh, you know, he's in the main area. So we gotta go into the main hall. Police station. Again, I'll turn the lights on there and just turn them on. It's so fun. Let's go equip our bonus knife so we see for our websites. Now that we already have the bolt cutters, we can just go straight and take a straight line over the main hallway. So, da-da-da-da. Here's our fuse, and now we can go in and open the board. Claire's tour has very similar parts. Grab an extra couple of item spots. It will be beautiful. We're gonna, you know, just walk the same way that Leon did, right? We know there's nobody here, right? Except, uh-oh, we got a liquor. Now, it's actually a good thing that we got hit by the liquor there, because Claire actually gets to run faster when she's hurt. Counterintuitive. But the best speedrunners of this game not only avoid taking damage, but they stay in caution. Or where you see players start to hunker down the entire game. And they use the extra about 5 to 10% movement speed for the entire game. Yep. Go down. Oh, we have to deal with this guy. Ta-da! Good deal. But they do change things up. Have that guy there. Guarding our spade key. I just walk by him again. Pretty helpful. There we go. Just like Leon, Claire doesn't want her hair to be either. So we stop the fancy Steve. Now we can just, you know, walk on through. Totally cool. All quiet. Problems here. Good. Got an extra health. Backup health, too. Cool. Now we have our detonator that we can go and blow some stuff up with. Well, look who's here! Dapper is back. Throw him in early just to keep you on your toes. And they also changed the solution. So this time we're gonna look for the twins, the scale, worm. Again, they want to keep you on your toes. They want you to go find all of these files while Mr. Dapper is running after you. Let's go ahead and get our little thing. Oh, beautiful. And we can take advantage. Actually got a little benefit of being pushed. It's always helpful. Okay, and then we're gonna look for a ram. harp. And a bird. Ah! And he likes to not be friends and give us a lot of love taps. We could just walk around. Ah! We can do the same thing that we did before. The power of wake up animation. Have enough protection to get on out of here. Isn't that cool? We beat these zombies at their own game. Our last little puzzle here seems to be a crown, a flame, and a bird. And now we go downstairs. And now we see Marvin as we have to say goodbye. The zombie. He does hurt a lot if you get hit by him. The unfortunate copy. That's how you make it out safely. Knife. Just by being smart and when you engage zombies, and also going around is purple. Right. Let's go and continue what Claire's experiencing, which is like, go find Leon. Apparently Leon's downstairs. Let's go and see what's happening to him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, well, obviously Leon's behind here. But unfortunately, he's not strong enough. We have to deal with an interloper known as G1 again. Huge amount more damage. And you take the power of the knife. If he does grab you, this is why you bring the backup one. You can just keep on slashing. And the beauty is if you leave the infinite knife in him, when he dies, he puts it back on the ground. Isn't he so consistent? So, I've lost my infinite knife countless times. Really, really scared about losing my run. Because I didn't have a knife. I didn't have enough knives due to the durability damage that they take. But if you use it effectively as a safety on bosses, you'll be able to recap and regather the knife. This is different. Like, you just saw Leon's path. Who is this little girl? What was she doing? Oh my goodness. Why is she asking us to go this way? She... Good guy? Bad guy? You don't know.
You got it.
He's actually an important character.
Important new medicine.
Story. Her name is Sherry Birkin.
My mom's always out.
Her mom is Annette. We saw it in Leon's side of that. She was supposed to stay in the police station until Mommy and Daddy came by.
Mom, but he's...
But it got scary when the zombies broke into the police department. She
Over
fled
there.
to try to get to safety. We find her, and she's like, all we have to do is escape, and we'll be good.
Toast.
Fortunately, that a-hole that she is referring to is Chief Irons, the person who I told you about last time. He runs the orphanage. one of the many things it has. And we gotta go save Sherry. All you have to do is you have to get a couple keys along the way. So, of course, again, Resident Evil logic and horror game logic. These are found in a morgue. We need that diamond key. We need it pretty bad. That diamond key is actually useful in being able to grab some of those electric parts that I showed you last. We'll take the damage here because we're underneath damage reduction. Walk on by. Ta-da! That's how you get away from those scary liquors, out, and guns. Just your wits and a knife. We need that diamond key. And here. Is Chief Irons' personal and private outfit. Open the door. Yep. You're right. Okay, now this is a very different game. Yes. And that's one of the many, many reasons why Resident Evil 2 is a big fan favorite of many, many people. A lot of variety, intricate woven stories. The action is... Fortunately, we're stuck in this room until we get a heart key. Lo and behold, what do we see here? What do we see here? A little heart. With a key stuck into it. Ain't that, you know, quite convenient? Oh, that's very convenient. Not very, very convenient. Alright. Why do we care about having all of these keys and stuff? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to... Or a couple things. We need items. Ta-da! Just like Leon, we gotta go and fix a clock. It is nice that there's at least one common part. Here, look. However, with Claire here, we gotta watch out. There we go. Because her part is back here. Behind this door. I like to wait for just a moment. See if they're gonna come back. Zombies in these games will break open doors. If you didn't, you found out. Don't need to be afraid as Claire with that double zombie door that we saw with Leon, because we sealed it off. You don't need to worry. You have enough time to run down here. Good, we can now run faster. And turn off the fire. I didn't tell you about why this last time. I want to tell you about this now. This happened because there was a call to the police department that we needed backup. And air support came along the way. Unfortunately, the air support got knocked down. Good. Now, Mr. Dapper will stand there and we just walk by him. Go downstairs. And as a result, that helicopter is broken in your path. And because it's on fire, you can't move forward. Because you put the water down on it, you can then move forward. Quite convenient, actually. Watch out for the zombies here. This is why we keep our keys. Because we have to go through this room, which is the room that Leon's office would have been. Should we have actually made it. That's okay. We just come through other side. We just go past all of the welcome home Leon. And congratulations on your first day. Now that's actually something really nice that a lot of don't actually get their first day of work, which is a big old banner and hey, we're happy to have you. That's actually something really, really nice about the lore in this. Marvin and everybody's really, really happy to see me. And I wish all of you, on your first day of work, an equal level of celebration, cake, ice cream, or whatever other party of choice. You deserve to be celebrated on a new job and also on a new. Just how Leon fixed the clock tower before, we're going to be doing the same thing over here. This is, for those who are interested in learning any of the Resident Evil 2 runs, that is an unskippable cutscene. You can't, like, skip the animation. Stairs going down. Have to watch them. Stairs back up. Pop them back in. And fix the clock tower. Yay! So Leon needed to do the electric puzzle because he needed parking garage keycard. Hey. And Ben had it. This time, Chief Irons has that key. We need it. We now have both of our boxes. Now we can make beeline where go pick up that fancy walk back through here. Also our way through a zombie who wants a piece of us. Right on back. There's the chief's room, because this is where your key card is. I like to bank all of the keys, because now we're not going to need them. As soon as we get this key, it's going to be just fine. Let's go solve another electric puzzle. Right? Just rip open the side, pop it in, and go, hey, look, I got some parts for ya. Now the answer is different. You can't repurpose the answer that you had before. You actually have to play it out, like I just did right there. Now, at this time, Claire gets a phone call from Chief. But, while that's happening, we actually get to play as Sherry. She's locked in her room. We need to be able to escape. They've hidden puzzle box. So what you have to do is solve the puzzle. Like that. Now that puzzle is randomly generated. Those boxes are in a different configuration. But as long as you after you put in the initial box, put the initial box in slot number 3 and just solve it from there, it'll be consistent every time. Big thank you, Kramer, up to RPD, taught me that. I was like, all you have to do is just put it in number 3, and then just go left to right, and you're done. Which makes this run a lot easier, because there are a lot of puzzles. Resident Evil and the newer games are known much more for being action-heavy, less on the puzzles. Puzzles trip me up all the time. Looks like if it looks like I'm going through here smoothly, great, because I'm hiding the fact that a lot of the puzzles. So in order to escape, Sherry has to go and grab it. Fortunately, Chief Irons has the key, but it's right here. But as we grabbed it, we got spotted, and he took the key. Chief is not a nice guy to kill. You're sensitive to things that happen to kids.
You stupid bitch! That's a dead end!
Because what we gotta do is hide. Might be asking yourself, you're just standing there. Like, that's not hiding. What are you doing? The good news is Chief Irons is not the brightest bulb. He has that little flashlight, and the flashlight is what the game uses to decide if you get caught or not. All you have to do, as long as you stay ducked down,
where are you?
You can
show yourself.
Walk behind him.
In here. The longer it takes me to find you,
you know, ghost enemies don't look down. They look behind them. Don't look up. Left. They look right. Just right behind him. So peekaboo. And we'll be good. Chief thinks you're back there. We're not.
just gotta be somewhere.
He trips. What you can do is you actually go to the end, which is right here. And if you stand right here throughout the rest of this little chase sequence here, he will never catch you. What I personally enjoy, he ends up, because Sherry threw some acid. He tries to clean it off, and he can't see us as he runs to the bathroom. So he actually bumps into us as he's running.
This is your last
You'll see the
fucking
models
chance.
bump into each other.
Now!
And you won't be caught. I still think it's hilarious, even as much as I've played this game. See? Bump. You can stand right here, and he doesn't even see you. It's a very satisfying way of being able to go and just manipulate how the game works and how the game doesn't.
Fuck is my key?
Now that you got the key, you can escape. However, the front door is doubly locked with another key that we can't access. So we're not actually going to take the bait. We're actually going to go over here and watch as the Shining plays out. And here's Chief Irons. He suddenly now has an axe.
Get over here,
Now when you see that cutscene, you are safe and you are done with the chase scene. Very satisfying to be able to get through there with everything on. Now that we got our fancy dancy little parking permit that we can escape on through. And just a quick check of the inventory. We are looking good here. Let's keep on going. Da-da! The last time we had a here to help us go through, take care of all of our worries of this. Now it's just us. We are left to our own device. The good news is that we got the key. We can just walk on. That's what we're gonna go and do. Fortunately, our friend is back, Mr. Dapper. What's fun is that he charges at you and then he really slows down as he gets close to you. So you can just stand there and let him come to you, then walk around him. Ta-da! You're free. Here's where the story makes a little bit of a diversion. You get to see a little bit more of Raccoon City. You can't go into the gun shop. You actually have to go to where this zombie is trying to... You can just full rush your way through there. And good. And you don't get hurt. Hendo really only interacts with Leon in the remake. Hendo interacts with both Leon and Claire in the original. This remake has a slightly different story and interaction. For the most part, it's very, very true to the original, which is available for multiple. Alright, so we just gotta watch out for these dogs. Looks like we're gonna be getting Claire for. Who wants to go play basketball with me? I know it's Final Four season here in the States, but unfortunately, with all of these dogs around, we can't stick around and play some. Alright. Watch out for the doggy poos. Grab ourselves another blue bear on the bus of fun. That again, with a gun or not being knife only, you can actually use a grenade on that guy to make him disappear. But if you don't have that, you have to beat him. Also fun. Get you, and then you just walk around it. Claire thinks, we're gonna find Sherry here. Unfortunately, can't find it. Does find really, really messed up dude. Actually, I just wanted you to see like the remains of the acid out. Our little conversation gets interrupted by Mr. Burkett. Again, at this time, he looks like D2. Rips fire into new one. Sherry escapes. She comes down here. We're just gonna go say hello to Sherry. Except Mr. Dapper is back. Got one more chase sequence here. Luckily, it's a short one. Now, I call him Mr. Dapper. But in the original game, he's known as Mr. X. So if you hear me say his name, X sometimes interchangeably. He is a tyrant type monster that was evolved. One that pursues you much more stronger than the original tyrant first. You can knock him down, but he won't. He can't be killed. You can just knock him down and he'll stay stunned for a few seconds. That's why I'm choosing to not interact with him or try to shoot him. Not gonna have a good time. We're back here. Seen that cable car before. Yeah, I'm just ringing some bells here. Fortunately, it's different now. We got zombies here. You just gotta do a little serpentine action and not get hit by any of them.
I'll be right there.
Move the ball forward. Again, have a problem. Have the ability to go. And then switch to go down here. All while this is happening, those events that you saw with Jan and me, those are. We just don't get to see. So, and prepare ourselves to play chess again. Now, any good chess player knows to variety up their skills, otherwise their opponent will read the book. That's what Resident Evil does here. Is they change up the chess puzzle to make you work at it. Make the puzzle a little harder. They give you a slightly different clue this time. And the clue is only one of the chess pieces that you put in is correct. All the rest, wrong. You have to go figure out by process of elimination and a very cryptic riddle what's correct and what's not. All right. And we're gonna get to see those G-adults again. It can be quite scary. Do this correctly. What you can do is, as they rise, you can sneak around them, use that stun animation. That's how you make it through 3 adults and an extra zombie for good luck. The knife. All right, we're back here in the saddle again. Let's go get stuff, but this time I need some item stock. I'm gonna make not only my herbs, but I'm gonna show you the mechanics again of taking out a zombie's legs. Now, he looks like he's not a real zombie. That one is actually a real zombie. The fun part is, as you're playing chess, you can set that one on its legs from moving up and getting you. Then, you don't need to worry about the one that has to fall after you. It's a safety mechanism I use to be able to enjoy being able to just come through this area of the game a lot more safely. You don't have to do that. You can just run through there and dodge. I find it helpful to not have to have to worry about that. Alright. Let's go run through here. Lucky me, I didn't have to deal with any G-adults. Again, where they respawn after you go through that door is random. It's kind of nice. Go ahead and make him run. That's what happens when you're a little bit too short and stop quickly. And we'll show you the fun of the pulling of the poison. And we'll just walk by him. All in a day's work. The player is just as happy, benefited by the herbs of the Arclay Mountains. Okay, we're just gonna walk by some of you. And just like Resident Evil 3 Remake, you can dodge successfully, but then get thrown directly into another's hitbox hit, even though it's not. That's a blessing and protection of this game of damage reduction. And why does Claire need to do the chess puzzle? We had Leon. Leon needed to save Ada. This time, Sherry got knocked into the compound. We need to save her. Otherwise... Oh. Go. Extra spots. Always handy. Now you could leave Sherry alone, but she has actually been infected with the G virus by her father. You're racing against time to be able to save her. Only way to save Sherry from being like fully taken over by the G virus is antivirus. Just like with Leon, well, the antivirus can only be found going into the nest. That cable car. That's the whole reason why we're down here. If we need to save Sherry, we need to prevent her from becoming another G. Birkin, after we do here, we have a different answer here. I need knight. My knight is over here. So this time, we have to put in the knight, the rook, leave the pawn in. We have to do the king. We gotta move the bishop over one. And then we put the queen in. Wrong order in my notes. What happens? If you get the puzzle wrong, you will actually off you. I'm glad I did, because otherwise you go up here. Look, your characters are perfect. I'm the best character. Alright, let's go and turn the power on so we can go and save Sherry. Because we're on the second run, you can remember this part. Thank you, Gal. Of 3-4. We're on run 2. Unfortunately, Mr. Birkin had some thoughts for us. He wants to play whack-a-mole with us again. All we gotta do, just stay by your biggest fan. Let the timer go. On. Background. Da, 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 da. Again, never get hit. Be safe. You'll laugh as Birkin tries to go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Alright. This time, let's see if we can be able to reset. It's not a bad thing. It's just like to try to show you if I can get it done. It's the same tactic as with Leon. You just use the power of the knife, stun him, take a few hits here or there. And the other reason why you know this is Birkin is because you can see his face still. He's getting more and more brutal. Because he can't control the G virus in his body. One thing I don't think I told you about is why did the G virus get into his body in the first place? Funny you should ask. I mentioned before, Vito also mentioned around corporate greed. So one day, he was just sitting in his fancy little laboratory. And he's like, I love my precious G virus. It's so cool. It's the latest. It's the cool. It's amazing. And then he goes, hey, who are these people? A SWAT team basically comes in and is like, we want the virus, and we'll shoot you if you don't give it to us. And he's like, you're never gonna get your hands on my virus. And I'll die without you getting it. And they shoot him. Lo and behold, one of the benefits of the T and the G virus is its healing properties. And I think that's a 2-cycle. Beautiful, that is. But he sticks himself with his own prototype G virus right as he's about to die. That's how he gets the virus into him. That's how he starts to heal, being shot 100 times. Somehow he has the wherewithal to go, oh, I should probably just stick myself with this and call it a day. He doesn't. Like, oh, cool, I'm healed. And then he starts to get a little bit more violent, starts to get a little bit more weird and acting. He starts to mutate, and then mutate, and then mutate, and then mutate some more. When we are done with Claire's side of the story, you will see Mr. Birkin 5 times. If you're used to like the rule of 3 in your video games, fortunately you get the rule of 5 this time. Now we're off on our way to be able to create the antivirus. Cherry ain't looking so hot. Like, her skin is starting to get a little gray. Tummy is hurting. He has no energy. That's because the G virus starts to, as we do a little spin-a-rooney here.
Stand clear until the doors are
The doors to open. G virus is actually implanted by Mr. Birkin. Little eggs.
Stand clear
These little
until
eggs
the
made it
doors
in
are
her stomach.
Welcome
Or
to
no,
Nest.
grow, and that's why her
Enjoy
stomach
your
is hurt. Indeed, use the power of science, power of medicine. Again, like the great cause that we're all here for. Please give if you can. Medicine saves lives. We're going to use the power of medicine and science to be able to save Harry's life.
nutritional needs
And just
using
walk
our latest.
Bacteria? Need to worry about those zombies. Like, they can just go enjoy their own lunch break on their own. Alright, we got ourselves a bonus knife. Now we will grab updated security clearance, because everybody likes to be secure. Beautiful. Good. Again, they're one of those sleeper zombies. You gotta watch out for them. Here's where, as well, the B run, second run,
Dr. Lee,
haven't played
your
the original,
presence
is different. You know how we had to go through a big ordeal to get that modulator? Well, the team that was sent to go kill Mr. Birkin, they just leave it right there for you. Run. You actually, life is a little... When you get to run this competitively, I've seen some runners finish the B run 15 to 20 minutes faster. Having the modulator early is one of the many reasons why second the B run player and Leon a much more advanced. I'm here to show you how we figure out how we escape. We just watch out for those plant zombies. Good time when they're around. Again, these codes can be found through clever navigation of the bottom floor. We're not here to go through the floor and upstairs and downstairs and upstairs and downstairs. We're here to show you a good time. That's why we... Ta-da! Another damage reduction. We'll need it. Now we got room again. Fun to have room so we don't have to do the best dance in Resident Evil, the item box shuffle. Here is another place where the puzzle is different. Last time we just did middle, left, right, middle, left, right. Here we just do right to left 3 times. Be done. Unlike other ones, where if you mess up a puzzle, you can reset it. This puzzle doesn't reset if you walk away because you messed it up. It actually stays where it is. So if you mess up, or if you forget, like I do, the easiest way to remember what the final answer is you just reload the checkpoint because there's an autosave right before you get in. Now they are like, oh, we're gonna throw more of these Ivy monsters on these characters. Never fun. One hit KO walls. Walk around them, loop-de-loop them. Be fine. Fine. Right. Now, one of my absolute favorite phrases in the game is "Welcome to Earth" from one of my favorite movies, United States. I say that because that is a mnemonic device that I used for which puzzle or which frequency to start. Thought it was on. Did I not do it? See? Too much fun trying to tell you about why I call it Welcome to Earth. Get at the correct frequency to start, which can happen. There we go. Too hyped on trying to tell you the fun story about why I call it Welcome to Earth. Over. Now, we can already have the lights on. We don't have to go back upstairs. We can just walk on in here. Freeze our little butts up.
Dr. Lee. New messages.
Da, 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 da. We'll put in our fancy-dancy solution. It'll come out nice and super cool.
Cooling complete.
And we'll just go and kill the man-eating zombie. Man-eating monster. Up there. Because nobody likes getting... This time, though, we gotta watch out. Because we have zombies in here now. In addition to those lickers. That room can hurt you a lot if get surrounded or stun locked into multiple enemies. Luckily, that didn't happen to me. That ivy grow always makes me a little nervous just because, again, they can one-shot you or not. Again, classic one-liners of Resident Evil.
Your actions have been logged, and you may be subject to disciplinary.
Really? Again, this is what happens when you go too fast. You forget to put a little wristband on with the right security clearance. And cool, we have one of our disposable knives selected, so that way when we just here, we want one of these. Oh, cool, he had his back to me. And the placement of those particular zombies are also randomly generated. So every time you walk back through there, it's a toss-up of whether or not you're going to be able to navigate it through. Let's go ahead and get that antivirus, because we are almost in the clear. Well, fun. That power of medicine and science here. Yes. Right. This time, let's remember the power of what Twitch is based off of. Amazon Web Services. That's not how I remember. Now it should be fine. Okay, good. Go ahead, let's store that. That, we won't need them. Let's get one more damage reduction hanging out here. And this is a clean room. That's why you see the water and the steam, the disinfectant going on as Claire's walking through here. Because it's supposed to be a super hyper. That's here. We go. We'll make all it all together here. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Unfortunately, our virus is locked down this time. But through the power of sheer luck and force, we're able to get it. Now let's go put our damage reduction on. We are gonna say hello to who? That's right, Mr. Birkin is back. Power of the knife. Swing it around. Now, unfortunately, with your knife, you can't angle up and the other eyes on his back or on his upper arm that you would normally use to be able to stun him and his major, chest open and exposed. We do the best that we can with the knife. It's just flash at his legs, flash at his butt, slash at his torso. You also do pretty well because of those slashes. Sound effect, those are actually how you're causing damage. That's important because that's again tied to your frame rate. that, we heal again. Listen to the door. Sometimes what you can do to help it go faster is you can try to get him into a corner. Where if he jumps backwards, he actually won't jump at all, and you can laugh at him. Sometimes you can get lucky and being able to get him right. Now we're ready for phase 3 here. And each time you see the yellow blood, red blood texture. That's your time you are hitting his apple. You're going to want not to maximize your damage to get rid of him as much as possible. And with the knife, it's a little bit harder. You can get him, drop it like it's literally hot. I was looking for my extra health here. He did drop it like it was hot. That's how you take care of G3. He's, for me, the second hardest boss in this game. Now that Birkin is really, really in a bad shape and mutated, we can take virus, create an antivirus with Annette's help, because when you're with Claire, actually friend her to be able to help get the antivirus. Fortunately, Annette doesn't make it all. Spared all of you traffic and gory. Leon, you can just go straight to the end. Claire, you have to go back and pick up Sherry. She is helpful and a helpful character.
Attention.
Right.
Unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus detected.
Now we have a net security clearance, which only her and Mr. Birkin access, which allow you to escape through the private train.
Attention.
What I really appreciate about this upcoming cutscene, not only do you get to see Claire's jacket, Gary,
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
you can see her trademark little angel. That is on both the original 2 and in Code Veronica. Her trademark tattoo. And speaking of tattoo, on her right arm,
Thank you.
you also see that beautiful
For
angel.
helping me.
Did a really, really good job of using the lore and doing callbacks to other games played. If you haven't played any of the other Resident Evil games, you'll just know it's like a, extra texture. Played others, you're like, oh, I see that, and I played even more.
Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level.
All right. We're about 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, assuming I don't die.
To the bottom level train platform.
We need to now get Sherry all the way to the end. Now, and the Resident Evil logic here, there's always a self-destruct. You got the timer.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence.
I don't love being able to walk by those ivies.
Central elevator to evacuate immediately
And you get different
to the
uses.
bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence.
Fortunately, change the answer here. Door is locked.
Hold on.
They require
I think I can open it
Sherry
from the other side.
to go over there and open the door. Fortunately, you gotta deal with these guys. The way that you could defeat Ivy without the flamethrower or any fire-based weapons have little orange bulbs on them. If you slash all of them, they go down in their incapacity for about a minute. They'll come back, but you'll be long gone. Ta-da!
Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator.
Now we just use the power of walking. Uh-oh, we gotta deal with a flaming zombie. Good news, he only has 1 HP, so you can just slash him once and move on. Alrighty. We are almost out. Here we go. We've made the train that we saw Leon get. This is how Leon gets. If you're wondering how to do that, how to get there, because we had Claire turn on the train. How do you turn on the train? Through the power of putting the power plug in. Right. Beautiful. Alright, we are ready. Because, again, we get interrupted. But now Birkin has evolved even further. Look how much scared he looks. How should we ever do this before? Is you just gotta take out those eyeballs, and that's his main health. So as long as you keep dancing around him like I am, you'll be able to slice through his eyeballs as if he is not even there. You see and do full of love. Once you've done enough damage, he will go up there. Try to double attack him from the front. And it hurts him a lot to get him. Good news is that we just avoided it. And finally, he's flashing, so after you attack enemies, he likes to roll, so we'll just that's not like the here. Once you do enough damage to his beautiful, beautiful eyes, he falls down. He tries to do one last play of trying to hurt you. But through the power of the knife, you explode them all. This bugger goes down. However, you know how I said earlier we had a little stinger on the train at the end of Leon's run? Now we get to see what it actually means. Because we thought that we were in the clear, but we're actually not. Birkin comes back. This is G5, a one-hit KO monster. That guy took a lot. You have to stand right at the precipice of his hitbox and keep hitting him. That's how you stay alive over this. Otherwise, something like this will happen. You will get immediately one-shotted and eaten up. That is no fun for anybody, right? So the way that I like to do that to try to circumvent getting eaten, besides a little bit of pure luck, is I count the number of slashes. Roughly, it's 21 slashes. And then you move backwards. We don't want to get eaten, right? Move backwards. hard part, because he actually moves forward as you're slicing forward, and you can unintentionally get eaten, just like I did right there. That's one of the things that makes this part of the run very scary. Why I padded my personal time here, because I knew I would get eaten. Very scary part of the run. I've only been able to not get killed a couple times while doing it. And each time I do it, I always do. I don't want you to be sick of mine. We're gonna try this again. He really doesn't like us. Let's do it again. What I like to do is back up as I slash. Back up again. Just play it safe. Go forward. You have to play just like that. And slash his open eyeball, and that is time. When he gets to that point of opening his eye up fully and you hit him a couple times and make that orange/yellowy blood appear, that is actually what we need to do to finish off E5 just tonight. I'm letting this play out while I'm listening. A little bit more about the Tenji's story here. You're seeing the better/true ending. I like having Claire following sort of final one-shot E5 ultimate token, stiffen in the eye. You can have Leon do this. Once you do this, Burton is officially done. He gets pushed back in a little train, and as the blade goes through the nuclear explosion, you can just calmly look at an explosion and walk away in total no style. It has been my pleasure to be able to play this for all of you. I hope you had fun watching too. Learning this knife run, I have to say thank you to a lot of my close friends, Gal, Master Dean, Matt, RPD, and those in the community who helped me figure out the puzzles and sat with me when I died many, many, many times like you saw here today. Knife runs are not for the faint of heart, but if you do attempt them, you will understand the mechanics so much more. The reason why we get flipped off is because with that classic burger that we saw at the beginning, the truck driver picked up a zombie, and they thought we were zombies. You can find me at twitch.tv/amalgamane. I play horror, I play action, I play retro, and I play Souls. It is welcome, ET friendly. Where I come from, where I play on Twitch, lurkers are always welcome. Don't feel like you have to. Something snappy or something cute like I did today. Welcome, and to see how well you did. With a $1.07, not a bad time for knife only. Thank you again. And say it's my pleasure, great honor to have helped raise some money for medicine. And I've been in a much better state in my own personal world because of the power of with that, I'll turn it back over to the team at Really Really Longathon, able to I know we're going to do absolutely. Thank you